Hello again, everybody. Today I just want to talk briefly to you about the election of 1984. Now, as we discussed in previous lectures, going into the re-election year of 1984, Ronald Reagan's presidency is going quite well. He had survived an assassination attempt in 1981, which made him even more popular with the American people. The economy starts to turn around. Reagan's having other successes. So in 1984, his re-election looks like a slam dunk. Until the first debate. See, in 1984, the Democrats nominated Jimmy Carter's old vice president, Mr. Walter Mondale. And in the first debate with Walter Mondale, Ronald Reagan had a little, what you would call a hiccup, if you will. Reagan in the first debate, he seemed a little tired. He seemed a little not there. And dare I say, he seemed a little bit old. Now, there's one thing to keep in mind. Ronald Reagan, at that time, was the oldest president in American history. He had surpassed Dwight David Eisenhower to have that very distinct honor of being the oldest president in U.S. history, but he has since been surpassed by President Trump. But in that first debate, people got to thinking, man, can Reagan do 4 more years? Can Ronald Reagan have another term? I mean, things are going good. We like him, but the age factor, is it an issue? Well, in the second debate, Ronald Reagan used his acting skills to tell a joke that puts all the fears to rest. In the second debate, very first question actually, or one of the first questions, they asked Ronald Reagan, they said, President Reagan, in the last debate, you seemed a little sleepy. You seemed a little tired. You seemed like you weren't all there. You're already the oldest president in American history. Do you have any concerns about serving a second term? And Reagan said, not at all. And he said, I just want you to know that I am not going to make age an issue of this campaign. He said, I am not going to exploit for political purposes my opponent's youth and inexperience. Now, when Reagan cracked that joke, the whole auditorium burst into laughter. Even Walter Mondale, his opponent, is cracking up across the stage. So everybody at home's laughing. The auditorium, like I said, is laughing. And Reagan, with true showmanship, just takes a sip of water, sets his cup back down. A second burst of laughter kind of rolls through the auditorium. And Reagan has put to sleep any concerns about his age. A matter of fact, the election was over right then and there. Everything, like I said, was already going well in America. And Reagan hit a home run with that little joke in the debate. So come election day in 1984, Ronald Reagan had been running this wonderful commercial, it's morning again in America, reminding the people in America all the things that were going well through the Reagan years. And on election day, he had an absolute landslide over Walter Mondale. As a matter of fact, for a brief moment in time that evening, it looked like Reagan might sweep all 50 states. But old Minnesota just had to go and vote for Walter Mondale. But in the end, Reagan won 49 out of the 50 states, an overwhelming percentage of the popular vote, and Reagan cruised to victory in 1984. The second half of his presidency will still be dedicated to opening up a peaceful friendship, if you will. And maybe friendship's not the right term at first, but it will be later with the Soviet Union. So that kind of concludes the 1984 portion of our Reagan talks. And I will see you all again very soon.